Alright, hello and welcome everyone here to CEVO Season 3 Playoffs. We are in the round of 4. We've got a best of 3 between Avantis, Angles, and Union Gaming, the professional Peruvians. I'm Helium, and I'm joined by Coddle Guy.
How's it going, Helium? How's it going, everyone? Happy to be here. Thank you so much, first and foremost, for having me, and I'm ready for a solid game.
Yes, me as well. And for anyone wondering, he is the real Coddle Guy. That was asked in the lobby.
Team, pick.
He's apparently more famous.
Necessarily, I don't know if anyone would want to be Coddle Guy. I don't know. I'm not sure if I would even have an imposter out there.
You might. I had an imposter.
If that was the case.
I had an imposter in NEL pretending to cast and just like flaming people. It was
lovely.
It was an interesting time. But let's hop into the draft here. So this is the first game, and it is Avantis Angles now. They are no longer Angels. They ban out the Elder Titan as well as the Alchemist, so just a really strong hero in the ET and Alchemist, you know, really good at every role, especially support. Union Gaming, meanwhile, taking out the OD and the Lich. They first pick up the very annoying Venomancer.
Yeah, you know, I mean, whenever I see a team ban out OD right away, I see it as they don't want to have a hard time in their mid lane. They don't want to allow the other team to, you know, they're going to focus their game around a strong mid lane. There it is right there, Dragon Knight. When you get a Dragon Knight, you want to have a good mid lane presence. They feel pretty confident just getting rid of OD. We'll see, though, if Avantis Angles is going to retort with that. And I'm just going to say I apologize ahead of time. I'm so used to them as Angels. So, Angles it is then. I'm happy to oblige.
Sorry, I had my mic muted for a second. I was typing, trying to get the stream set up correctly because we just jumped right into this well, a little late because as everyone does know, probably the US East servers are currently down, so causing a bit of an issue for the game. So this is kind of why this just happened spontaneously and why we just got put on there. So hopefully there's people joining us. We've got some more picks here. The Dragon Knight, as you mentioned, good at pushing. Safe pick as well for the mid lane. Bane Mirana looking to maybe fuel that aggressive tri-lane with those two heroes is Avantis Angles.
5 seconds remaining.
We will both butcher that and call them Angels at some point during this cast. But the bands coming out, the Pugna and the Timbersaw.
Well, first I want to take a moment to just... It's to me, it seems a little corny. They're going to immediately throw out the Bane and Mirana pickup. Like, I always call them like peanut butter and jelly. They're just going to get it right off the bat. They want to make sure they have an amazing side safe lane. You know, if they decide to run it with that, that's, you know, both teams, they want to make sure they secure good lane control early. With that said, they get rid of Slark. No real surprises there. Timbersaw, they don't want to deal with him being able to do all that excessive pure damage and bursting down the Dragon Knight right away. They want him to be nice and strong. Be a good presence through the mid game, very confident hanging it out. And I'm actually curious how Avantis is going to decide to be going against the Dragon Knight.
Well, they've got a big, strong magic dealing ultimate there with the Luna if Dragon Knight happens to be isolated, so they do have that. Luna as well. I mean, fight pushing power with pushing power, so if they get themselves into potentially a base race, who knows what can happen there, but it is going to be tough. They do have a lot of damage early, and if Dragon Knight goes for a BKB, they have Bane's Fiend's Grip, so that's going to be nice to shut him down.
5 seconds remaining.
Yeah, already with Dragon, I mean, I would just assume he's going to get that BKB right away. I mean, when you have a Bane, if Dragon doesn't get a BKB, he's going to be really angry at Bane. He's going to lock him down all game. And then with that Luna pickup, Avantis aren't looking to also have a good late game presence as well. Luna's probably one of the best late gamers you can get in the game now, and her glaives now with the bounce back, you can just rip through that base with ease, taking out everyone in the presence. So now it puts a little more pressure on Union to have two options. They can either try to make a big presence as locking her down and addressing the situation early, not allowing her to get a lot of farm early, or you can think about maybe doing something with that split push. They do grab Nature's Prophet, so we'll see if they decide to rat it up a little bit.
Well, judging by the Bane Mirana pick, you do expect that to be an aggressive tri-lane or the makings of one. Not to say the Mirana can't just offlane and then Bane can support up the Luna, but if they do happen to aggressive on the side of the Angles, and that would mean likely Nature's Prophet versus Luna. And the way those treants work, not taking creep aggro, it's not going to be all that easy for the Luna. So Nature's Prophet could potentially get a lot Luna maybe shut down a little bit in the early game, but can make up for it. She's a pretty good comeback hero, and some more push heavy on both sides. This game could be over 18 minutes, or it could last 70 with some split pushing.
Wow, that's crazy. All right, so Death Prophet, I mean, most likely I would expect her to be the mid laner without a doubt, and they feel pretty confident putting her up against the Dragon Knight. She'll be able to get a decent amount of space to work with, as long as she's careful to avoid any roaming power that maybe the Venomancer can have and the Nature's Prophet can come in with. He feels pretty confident that she'll have a strong mid game and be able to farm up early enough to get that 6, and then they can really go on a rampage around, pushing down the lanes. And of course, as the game goes on, Luna's Glaze will help that even more. So I'm curious to see how they are going to lane this up. I mean, obviously, like you said, Mirana's very versatile, so they can just keep Mirana as a support now with the Bane. With Luna, you got Death Prophet mid, now they need a strong off laner, and well, Clockwork's still in there, but I guess he doesn't work too well with the push, so from what I'm guessing, an off laner with pushing power.
You're saying the Clockwork here for Union Gaming or for Avantis?
Oh, sorry, for Avantis. I'm like thinking way ahead for Angles over here, but it is the next pick for Union Gaming, and well, they already have a couple bases already covered with the Dragon Knight in their mid, and let's see, Veno and Nature's Prophet. Nature's obviously can go to the off lane or safe lane, but they need, I would say, a little more support and something to bring in some damage.
Yeah, definitely. I like the Clockwork pickup, although I don't really see it fitting into the current lineup of Avantis, or really Union Gaming for that matter, but it is great, as we all know, for shutting down the Nature's Prophet split push, especially if you get off to a good start. And then for this Death Prophet, I mean, obviously she's going to be in the mid lane. She's easily ganked and killed early, especially by Rubik and Veno. Combine that with the Breathe Fire damage Dragon Knight can dish out. So running a defensive tri-lane here with the Mirana and the off might be a little bit better, so Death Prophet can get some more support in the middle lane. So we'll see. That's what I would expect. But it is always fun to see the Bane Mirana tri-lane. You mentioned it, they picked it up early, you call it peanut butter and jelly, but what really counterpicks that?
Remaining.
I mean, it's pretty strong. I like Rubik as a good option for that, though.
Reserve time.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, Abaddon, if you have a shield handy and try not to get caught off with the sleep, but I mean, I don't.
Then you just kill Abaddon early.
Picked up lately. Yeah, so it's hard. I mean, and I actually just saw that combo talked about on Reddit today when you're saying what's the worst lane to go against, and Mirana Bane were like right there. You know, of course, there was like always these interesting matchups people come up with, but in realistic competitive Dota terms, I think Bane and Mirana are the one lane that you're like, this is not going to be fun, and now we have to focus on who the hell we're going to put in our off lane to go against all that. They have some options, but I'm curious what they're going to do. But going back one pick, I just want to say, I'm always surprised when people pick Death Prophet but then don't ban out Rubik, because Rubik, as long as he's got decent timing on getting that ultimate. If he gets Exorcism, he pretty much has everything that Death Prophet's known for. I mean, no silence, but now you're going to have all that pushing power to work with Dragon Knight and Nature's Prophet. So I actually like Union Gaming's picking they're having here. It's working up pretty nicely, so we'll see how it goes.
I'm glad that you mentioned that. I'm not the only one that feels that way. I think if you're going to pick up Death Prophet, you absolutely need to ban Rubik. We're not getting that intense in the Boolean logic. We're not throwing out Nans. But it's also very good versus Pugna, because you steal one spell, what's it going to be? It's likely Nether Blast, or you're going to get Nether Ward, both of which are insanely good in the team fight. So I think Rubik is a strong pick against both of those heroes that are currently quite popular. And he was even a good pick versus the Weaver that is still fairly popular, but definitely fallen out of favor a little bit, stealing that Sakuchi. But the fifth pickup now, and actually the Clockwork is banned, so it looks like you were pretty much correct. You get half a point for that. It was banned, not picked.
Yeah, the Clockwork is just, and especially on the Dire side, is like got to be the best offlaner choice by far, considering using the cogs to block out the lane, get the lane your favor early, and he's just got all the tools you need, block out that pull camp with the rockets, and plus you probably have the best initiate in the game. And now it's, I don't know, I'm looking over some of their options available to get an offlaner. Timbersaw obviously is already gone. So I'm just kind of rattling my brain to see if they're going to get something offlane that can also benefit with more pushing power. I mean, but same also goes for Union Gaming. They have to get a late game. Oh no, they're actually going to switch things up and not, I don't know, I would assume now they're going to move Death Prophet off from that mid lane. I mean, they did it, I believe Fnatic just recently in the D2L did Death Prophet off side lane. Am I correct in that? I'm not too sure.
I have no idea, but it could potentially be a jungle storm spirit. Channel the Mason from the NEL days.
Whoa. Yeah, I don't know.
It's the North American scene, man. You never know.
This is true. This is true. Man, I don't know. This is a lot of, like,
5 seconds remaining.
interesting pickups. A lot of mid-late game potential, and then, like, we'll just put all of our real support into Bane.
Or maybe even
I mean,
a support Mirana is maybe more likely. I don't know. We'll see what the roles.
Oh, it's got to be now. I would hope it's by this point it's a support Mirana, but that's a support Mirana. You know, you're putting your reliable disable in an arrow. You know, so it's like she's good, but if they don't succeed too well in this side lane, she's not going to be able to get a whole lot of farm to build up some damage to be a real presence later. You're pretty much just a walking R button and hope I get my arrow on him. But with that said, the game's underway, so, and you know what? You're the main man. I would really be honored if you were to introduce the teams first.
If my overlays would switch, there we go. Gosh. This last minute casting, man. You need at least that 20 minutes to set up, right?
This is no warm-up game here. We're going right into it, cold, you know, no warm-up.
Exactly.
So
straight off of work and dinner, we're good. But here we go. Smoked up as 5 here are Avantis angles on the Dire to introduce them, starting with Dolphin playing that support Mirana, sentries in tow. Then it's going to be Scar on the Storm Spirit, who will be heading into the mid lane. Nope, maybe the top safe lane. We'll see. Jenkins playing that Death Prophet. In front of them, Shredder on the Luna. And that smoke is actually just going to run out. No one nearby. Avanti himself with his angles behind him. He's playing the Bane.
Very nice, all right. On Union Gaming side, which I believe you told me is a very strong, aggressive Peruvian team. Starting off the back, we got Ben Jazz in the offlane Juggernaut. I didn't even notice them pick up a Juggernaut. I guess it must have been the quick last pick.
It's always that
We're gonna
last
roll
pick
with the offlane. Yeah, you're like, where did that guy come from? All right, Cookson's playing your Dragon Knight. He is going to go to that mid lane. On bottom, we do have Angel playing, that's pretty ironic. Angel going against Avantis Angles. Pretty nice. Nature's Prophet's going to be your offlaner for them. Meanwhile, up near the top rune area, we have Gosu Ray King on your Rubik and Zero Kun on Venomancer. Also heading to your top lane. So a little bit of a defensive try here for Union Gaming.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what you called that DK as, but that is actually Citadel. So he is probably the most known player for Union Gaming. Does tend to snowball out of the mid lane and just single-handedly win the games. Not to say that his team doesn't back him up, but Citadel, I tend to call it the Citadel show occasionally. But on a DK, I mean, how much are you really going to do until later on in the game when you're level 16 with some items?
Yeah, this is true, and I love his helmet. He's got a great helmet. So Citadel, I'll try to make sure I remember that as he lays out an early pound in the mid lane. But I'm curious, so they're going to roll with the Storm Spirit in the top lane solo. I guess they're just feeling pretty confident that, you know, he'll be able to be defensive. Oh.
Haste Rune on Avanti comes in, throws out the Nightmare, but Dolphin is really far away. He's not even going to get there in time. They're going to need to set up some body blocks. Actually, here comes Rubik to help out. Can throw up the lift, but there's not a lot of damage, and I think Rubik is going to be the first blood here. He found himself in a pretty awkward position, and these attacks are eating him apart. Dolphin wants to shoot the arrow, but the creep wave sort of blocking, and now Dolphin might go down, going to shoot the arrow at Citadel. And I think that wins potentially the most awkward gank I've ever seen award.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there. I was like, Dolphin's got the arrow. I guess he doesn't feel too confident trying to land some sort of side shot. Tried to wait it out and had to use it defensively, and now they have to take the long road all the way back to the top. And this has been a lot of time for Juggernaut to get some decent farm while they've been messing around down there.
Yeah, using that Bane Nightmare as a crutch, all these Potom players. The old days when Bane wasn't even in Dota 2, if that was even a time. Actually, don't. Yeah, he got added, right? He wasn't just one of the first heroes.
I'm pretty sure he got added. Fortunately, I'm gonna have to say I'm a bit of Han trash, so I wasn't around the very beginning of Dota 2. But yeah, I'm sure he was a later addition. But you know, a solid Dota hero nonetheless.
I remember
how much nerf him.
I remember having the concept art as my wallpaper, so he must have been released. Anyways, mid lane.
One of those matchups, I was gonna say that no matter how much you nerf or tweak them, they'll always be a good combo too. That's what we're gonna see for all the time to come.
Yeah, definitely. Just that big 4-second duration at level 1 to line up anything. And the fact that you can hit the arrow while the Nightmare is still applied just makes it so much stronger.
Mm-hmm.
And then we look at this mid lane. It's pretty much the battle of who can push out the lane the fastest. And as a result of that, it's pretty much right at equilibrium, spamming out the Breathe Fires or the Carry on Swarm. The farm there, 14 and 5 for the Death Prophet. Dragonite only at 7 and 2, having a bit harder of a time.
Denied.
Yep, and obviously hanging out in our jungle over here, we got Angel farming away. We'll see if they decide to contest him. Otherwise, he's looking to try to get a quick Midas and get the ball rolling on that. I'm just trying to see if on this team, like, does he play like that Shadow Blade style, or he just really tries to rat it out, or is he going to be forced to play a little more supportive, maybe get an early Force Staff? I'm trying to see how they'll decide to build it out. He's going to have to avoid any sort of early pickoff from Storm Spirit. Storm Spirit's great at catching him do Rat Door, but top lane, we're seeing a little bit of aggression here. I think the Angle's feeling like another potential sleep arrow coming in.
This is a hard lane to kill, though. We talked about on the draft how that Bane Potom combination is really tough to mess with, but right now they can just... Zero can, if he stays back, as soon as Benjaz gets Nightmare, Zero can, see the arrow coming in, then auto attack once the arrow's been shot. Juggernaut can go ahead and spin to win. Arrow won't mess with him, and then the Venomancer should be okay. It's going to require a bit of teamwork, of course, but they are a team, so hopefully they've brought some of that here to tonight's game.
It's clever. It's really clever, and I was praising them in their counter picking, earlier in the draft and how they're taking it back to him. And I think the jug pickup is actually clever. I mean, you said it perfectly. If, as long as they have great communication skills, Venomancer can help them out, and then he'll just spin to win right out of any sort of trouble. So now this is a lot of time that Storm Spirit needs to farm up to 6, and it's going to be a rough time for him at the start. They need as much farm as possible. And there we go, obligatory pause.
I told you, you got to prove
earlier.
it.
Yeah,
it's going to be paused for at least 10 minutes.
Peruvian pausers.
Yeah, they like to roll with the alliteration down there in South America. And apologies for the stream. My internet might not be in love with connecting to the internet tonight, so it's probably going to be a little choppy. Apologies. Hopefully it'll maybe stabilize. But the bottom lane, we've got a Rubik matchup here versus the Luna. Luna doing quite a bit better, but it is, a support Rubik who's getting a lot of levels and an okay amount of farm. I mean, 11 and 2 on a hero that you expect to have nothing, so I guess that's pretty good.
Yeah, I don't even remember when I've ever seen a support Rubik just kind of play in the safe lane alone, because, Angel is nearby farming up the jungle. I guess he wants to get level 6 as soon as possible, and maybe if he's lucky enough to swipe that Luna ultimate, can get the ball rolling in their favor. But it's interesting. But now he's making a long track all the way back to the base, so that's a lot of time for Luna to get her own farm. That's not too good either.
Yeah, well, Luna's definitely going to get all the farm in that lane regardless of whether or not Rubik is there. But it's a fast level 6 that helps out with what we were talking about earlier, stealing that exorcism. So as soon as Death Prophet hits 6, which is now, Rubik should be, well, level 4. He's about to be level 5, and now going back to the bottom lane with a level 6 Shredder is going to be a lot harder. And I'm not sure if Rubik actually wanted to walk back to base, or he did just lag out. I'm not sure. Shredder's okay with it either way.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Yeah, I mean, if they knew he was disconnected, they probably would have paused it a little earlier, but regardless, tracks the long road all the way back home. And he's still got a little more work to do before he can even get that level 6. And I'm curious to see if Shredder is going to just hang out here in the bottom lane, continue to farm up, bring in delicious amounts of gold, or if he's going to begin to roam around and try to be aggressive with that Eclipse. I mean, from how the top lane's going, I'm going to say that they're going to try to hope that Luna can just focus more on getting the farm and, being a real factor in the game sooner rather than later.
The freaking... I switched my Twitch accounts recently from FMBP DOTA back over to Healy Umbrella, and I just posted the bracket links because someone was asking for it, and I just got moderated.
Wow.
I quit. I'm out of here.
Nightbot just slapped you around in your own cast.
He really
Very
did.
nice.
I'm feeling pretty demoralized right now.
It's all good.
Oh well. So the game is paused. We expected this. We didn't really prep for it, even though we did expect it.
It's fine. It's all good. It's going really well. I get the chance to look over some things I didn't have my last deny pop down, so now we can see. Oh, look at that! The mid lane, Death Prophet obviously leading the front by almost double the Dragon Knights. The Dragon Knights having a rough time, but Usually when I see Dragon play 2 is he's fine sitting and contesting that mid lane, and then usually what happens is the opposing team's mid laner would hit their prime level, maybe if it's level 6, let's say it's like a Storm Spirit, and then they'll roam out of the mid lane, go try to apply pressure in the other lanes, and this allows Dragon Knight to sit here in the mid and pop his level 6 and push down and get a free mid tower. But now he's going against Jenkins on the Death Prophet, who is pretty much the same story. She'll hang it tough in the mid lane, get her level 6, pop it, and try to get a free tower. So I'm curious who's going to be the first to depart from this mid lane and allow the opponent to try to push it all down. So that's another thing. Got some mini battles happening here all over the map.
Yeah, and Dragon Knight's pretty okay. As long as he's not dying, he's not going to need an incredible amount of farm. Just needs to get up that BKB or a Shadow Blade and see what he can't get done. Checking out Benjaz, though, in the top lane, also 30 and 4, so he's doing well. His counterpart Scar at 21 and 2, so not too far behind, but Storm Spirit is only at level 4 here, and normally you're getting worried that he might start getting some pickoffs and roaming around the map, but that doesn't really happen when you put Storm into the safe lane. Although that being said, if he wants to start ganking on his own, then Dolphin can take over and start CSing up here. He's currently level 3 on the Mirana. We've got a level 3 Bane, but I'm a little worried that if the first team fight happens anytime soon, we've got Jenkins with an Exorcism and Shredder, meanwhile, with that Eclipse. So that's going to be pretty dangerous. Eclipse rank 1's not that scary, but...
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. I kind of want Luna to make the journey up top. When we have a battle like this between Juggernaut and Luna, who has the better R press? You know, and Luna's already there. She's already level 6, so I want to see her take advantage of that and use it aggressively. Because I know Benjaz is going to probably want to do that. I mean, you said that they're an aggressive team. I want Benjaz to really lay out some heavy Omni slashes, and I don't know. I mean, they're playing very safe right now. They're not able to get any sort of easy shots. They know that their number is matched here in the top lane. They have the Juggernaut to avoid any danger, and Venomancer's not looking to roam, because the second they see Venomancer roam off, they're gonna make a move on Jug.
Yeah, when he's alone, they're not going to be able to cycle off the Nightmare, so he should go down. I mean, the animation for Fiend's Grip, though, Benjaz is on his toes, and it's kind of a laggy affair for all of us playing on US West right here. There's not a person in the game with less than, like, 180 ping, so who knows? Actually, it's coming up on stream now 2 minutes ago, so I'll just check back with the stream. It was... I think Dolphin is maybe the lowest with like 120, and then I don't know. It's a fairly even playing field. I guess the Peruvians are used to sort of having that as a disadvantage most of the time, anyways. Unfortunately, the internet is not perfect across the world.
We're just feeling a little bit like this right now, waiting it out for them to get their shit together. Oh, I'm sorry about that, and get this game rolling. You know, we got a good hype match here. You know.
Alex Trebek is
ready.
drunk. He's cursing on air.
I'm just like, you know, we finally get to the pinnacle of level 6 for this Luna Death Prophet, so I'm just getting a little anxious to see what they're going to do to try to pull the trigger. Same with Dragon Knight. I don't know.
Well, watching any sort of team fight, or even people last hitting, is a little better than the pause, but I don't know. I suppose we can venture off topic now. What other games have you been playing recently? Have you been on the DayZ craze along with everybody else? Is usually my first question in this scenario.
Yep. I hopped along the DayZ train, you know, and it's a good, solid game. It's alpha, like everyone knows. And
it's a little sketchy, yes.
But it has a lot more room to improve, and there's a lot of things. They need to have a vehicle in there so you can travel around better.
That would be nice.
It's got a lot of work to do. I tried playing Hearthstone, but I don't know, dude. That game is way too luck-based. I feel like the RNG guys want to punch me in the groin every time I play that game, because I lose to the computer in practice when I'm trying to play it.
I don't know if I'd admit that
makes
publicly.
Everything one. Maybe I don't have the heart of the cards or something, but I cannot win a game of Hearthstone, so it's a little demoralizing. So Dota, and talking about Dota is probably what's that for me.
What?
Okay, so apparently his cat and litter box are in the room next to him. I mean,
I don't know. That's kind of weird. Don't cats normally take care of that themselves and kind of just leave us out of it? Nice. Unless he's got that, I don't even know, a litter company, to be honest.
Or he trained the cat. Oh, maybe he trained the cat to use the actual... I've seen it. You can, I mean, okay, everyone's gonna be like, why the hell are you watching YouTube videos of cat pooping in a real toilet? But the training system looks like it works, all right? It legitimately works, and maybe he's got to help his friend out after paying a visit to the John. We are getting way off topic from this game, and that's pretty unfortunate.
I mean, we are on the internet, and we're talking about cats, so I'm pretty sure that's on topic.
Talking about cats pooping in a toilet, for God's sake.
A little bit of Meet the Fockers up in here.
Oh my God.
Yeah, well, we get back to games. Do you play Counter-Strike at all? I've been on the Counter-Strike recently.
I have a lot of friends who play it, and the problem is I would jump into it, but I didn't really play too much of the old school one, but I just feel like I wouldn't be that good, and everyone would be like, what the hell's wrong with you?
Besides not knowing the maps. Yeah, I've been jumping back into it.
Then I run around and immediately get like opt because the guy happened to see my hairline and take me out. It's a hard game.
That'll happen. Or, you know, they're just wall hacking and they just kill you anyways.
Yeah, I hope that's not the case. And considering me being new, I'd probably start in, I don't know all the rankings, but like what, ultra, bronze?
I have no idea. Whoever came up with the rankings for CSGO literally like did acid and like wrote down random words with military signs, and that's how they came up with the rankings.
Ultra Planum Galaxy Leader.
It's like Ultra Supreme Commander Master Gold Nova 1. It's like, that's my rank.
Junior. So you have room to grow.
Oh, we're back.
Oh my God.
And they've nightmared to Benjaz. He's having a nightmare. He has awoken though, and he's furious. He's spinning around. Venomancer is there to back him up. If they can land the arrow through the choke point, nicely done, and that's the first blood. It wasn't pretty at first, but then that was a pretty nice arrow through the choke point. Zero though, pumping out some harass onto Scar, and the Satyr is upset as well. He was a peaceable Satyr, but they murdered someone on his front lawn, and he's shooting fireballs. Actually, the top rune, you can take this one if you'd like.
Yeah, they're pulling it out. TP's in, but unfortunately runs into Jenkins with DD, throws out the ultimate, and now they're going to duke it out. Battle of level 6, here we go, but the stun! More than enough. And he flies away with a little victory there. Back and forth we go. Now it's 2-1. Angles, and I'm happy Angles immediately pulled the trigger after the pause, taking momentum right away in their favor.
I think that Death Prophet exchange was worth it. I mean, it was 1v2. Granted, Angel can just TP wherever he wants, and he's already back in the bottom lane. Finally going to lane to just farm it up. They realize Rubik can't sit here without basically just feeding or having to run back to base every 2 minutes, as Rubik got up to level 4 pretty quickly. Now he's just over 5. Still wants that level 6, and I don't know if Death Prophet and that exchange up top couldn't bottle because of the damage over time, but I feel like Jenkins maybe could have had them both. He also could have just stopped attacking through the tree line because Dragonite, not able to see up the hill, couldn't have done anything, you know?
Absolutely. Meanwhile, bottom, Dolphin has been farting around down here, hanging on the side. He's trying to get a good shot on Nature's Prophet, but Angel, hanging far back, might think about going back to the jungle, and this is wasting a lot of time for Dolphin to be hanging around, and it's not even a reliable stun, so it's what I was talking about. Rana's got to get a really successful early game going if you're going to play that support setup. She's not even near her Bane, so we'll see if she decides to ditch this bottom lane. And obviously, Luna has the space still to work with, and is starting to take the front. She's 36, 37 now, and 30. That's a tremendous amount of denies, but Benjaz still leads the way at 39 and 5.
Yeah, definitely. She's had the lane control right at her tower the entire time. Rubik maybe could have backed off and even tried to do some jungle pulls when he was level 4, level 5 to try to get up there, but he's actually teamed up with his other support, the Venomancer. They're both level 5 at level 8, so they're doing well in that regard. The Mirana and the Bane are just level 4 apiece, so we've got Union Gaming actually still behind in XP, though. Avantis Angels, they're up 1,500 XP, 800 gold, not a lot at the moment. And here they go on Jenkins in the mid lane, the 2 supports for a Union, but a little bit of miscommunication, and now the ultimate comes out from Jenkins, but it's 1v4 at the moment. He's probably going to go down. He might get 0 in the process, and see if he does. He does. Exorcism will clean it up. Now Jenkins needs to run, but he will go ahead and drop. Angel even going to join in, and meanwhile Mirana, Bane, Benjaz not really doing anything. Can't help, and now they definitely can't go in.
Yeah, she was a little overcommitted there, but at that point, I think she saw everyone coming in from behind. He's like, well, I'm not going to go away empty-handed. Tried to get out the Venomancer, succeeded in that, but still not worthy trade, because now mid lane, Dragon Knight, he's going to go to town there on the Tier 1 tower with the help of everyone else. This is going to be a little hard to fight into.
And Sacred Arrow stolen and immediately used, almost gets Dolphin with it. And this is that strong push that was very, very apparent on the draft. And Avantis Angles knew it was going to happen, but the deny from Dolphin, the level 5 Marana sneaking in the deny. Jenkins still picked up, and he has no exorcism. Let's see, the mana here, there is an Omni Slash up. I feel like potentially Union Gaming could have fought that. Luna is still bottom. Let's see if she's got a TP. She does. She's actually running up through the jungle now to cut off Citadel on the DK. I don't think it's even going to make it that far. Luna might just be in time to take it with the Lucent Beam. And that's exactly what's going to happen. Shredder casually rotates out of the lane with the 34 denies and just picks up a free kill.
Wow, that was pretty nice. I mean, I was watching, meanwhile, while they were trying to distract and create space in the mid lane. Shredder was going to town on the bottom, getting all that free farm. It just conveniently worked in her favor that they happened to come through the jungle, and then she even got an extra kill on bonus. So it's not too bad. They lost tier 1, but Luna got an extra farm and got a kill, and the bottom tier 1 is pretty low. So now, you know, Union Gaming forced to rotate down there and not allow her to get that easy tower and all that extra farm. She's already got her Helm of the Dominator. She's looking pretty good right now.
Yeah, I like Avantis Angles' chances here. Or I don't know what we should call them, just Avantis or just Angles or what, but I like their chances with their lineup. They've got a strong fighting lineup if they do want to defend the towers that are being pushed upon, but they've also got a lineup where it's going to be really hard for Union Gaming to go uphill at any point in this game. They've got the Luna, so they can't always just sit back and farm if they start getting behind. If they have to give up some of their outer towers, they should be able to rebound from it, as long as they don't make some awkward decisions and get split pushed in, maybe lose a rack somewhere along the lines.
Alright, but heck, check up the top river. They try to be aggressive here on Jenkins. They force her to pull out the ultimate, and they immediately retreat. Plus, she's got the DD, so you don't want to be going against that. We'll see if she takes advantage, though, of the exorcism already out and go on the mid lane, but she's got to play defensive. There goes the arrow. Will not catch, and you do have 3 of Union Gaming's in the mid lane to defend. So, I mean, it kind of worked out. They made Death Prophet waste out the ultimate.
Bottom lane, Nightmare into the Sacred Arrow on the Venomancer. He goes down, Benjaz throws out the ultimate near creep, doesn't get anything done, but here comes Citadel in, takes out the Marana. That's Dolphin dropping easy, 3-6 now, as looks like Citadel will cancel out the salve there from Shredder, but Shredder pops out the Eclipse, got an easy kill, and now on the backside of things, Jenkins has just used Exorcism, needs to get out of there. TP's back to base as Angel not even going Midas. Wow. Going straight Necro.
Tower is under attack.
Yeah, that's interesting. I mean, they need to contest the late game, so Midas would have been a nice security set of farm and income, but now they're just instead going to go for the tier 1 on the bottom. And Nature's Prophet, no ultimate in hand to make anything happen. Ron doesn't even have her ultimate yet to, you know, work anything with the Moonlight Shadow. But Sakar's here as well to defend it out, and they're just going to pull back and probably regroup. Oh no, a smoke. So I'm not too sure what they're going to do with this. Try to maybe make, they're going to do a loop-de-doop. Go up through.
It looks like that's what they were drawing, but they've opted not to. Running through that choke point, especially if Avantis had seen the smoke, is always dangerous versus that arrow. Basically a free hit. And that smoke looks like it could potentially be wasted. Everyone gonna break it. They finally find Jenkins, but now they're fighting without an Omni Slash and a Dragon Form. Jenkins with the Exorcism back online as Scar here in the bottom lane just continues to farm, looking to pick up that Orchid. He wants it in that 15 to 17 minute timing window, and that hero is going to be instrumental in shutting down this Nature's Prophet split push later on in the game.
Yeah, absolutely. He's going to farm up that Orchid so quick, and then he's just going to try to be Nature's Prophet's worst enemy. Just hunt him around, not allow him to get any sort of early aggression split push. They're aggressively pushing right now, and I think it works out for him. Obviously, Nature's Prophet has just as much benefit doing that, and if they force her to use her Exorcism defensively, then they're happy with that. They're happy for her to be on the back pedal and not allow her to, you know, take advantage. And they've been doing a good job so far. All their tier 1s are still standing, and Death Prophet's almost level 11. You know, so by now you would hope that they've, you know, a Death Prophet has picked up a couple of towers, but they don't get the benefit of that. But then on the flip side of the coin, you do have a Luna who's been farming very nicely. So when the inevitable comes and they get those towers, she's just going to get that much more gold. So we'll see what she decides to do with it, though. Maybe get some early survivability from this point, get the BKB, and now with Helm of Dominator, and they haven't been stacking the Ancients, so we'll see how the farm continues to work out for her.
Yeah, she's actually already gone for a decent survivability item in the Helm of the Dominator, so BKB usually the next choice. Let's check out the stuns, though. I mean, there's a lift as well as the DK stun. That's really not all that many. If she wants, she could go maybe into a Manta or a Yasha. Or even a Drums after this for some more move speed. But you get a Drums, a Helmet Dominator, Treads, and a Bass. Then you're sitting on a lot of cheap items where you're going to definitely be selling one. Likely the Bass out of that. But maybe you're going to go for something bigger. The BKB is probably the most likely, but possibility of some other options this game.
Yeah, if she doesn't get BKB, she maybe the Drums then instead. I mean, 796 life, and you're going to be going against an Omni Slash and all the damage, even the splash from Dragon Knight. You need a little bit of meat on your bones, otherwise you're going to be ripped apart right away. And I'm trying to look, and Juggernaut in like retrospect, which is kind of like Luna's counterpart to this game, he's already got almost near 1k life. He is going for the Drums, and unfortunately I was disconnected, so
yeah,
I get a moment to try
I've got that going on too right now, actually.
Ooh, lovely. So what happens from here? Let's find out. This has been blossoming into, quite the fortunate game for us.
This is what happens if you try to cast during server maintenance times. My internet as well is also being god-awful, so maybe it's just the internet having some issues. I guess
you wanted to cast a nice game today? Mind if I just take a dump right there on your internet and on the servers you want to use?
Yeah,
no problem.
Seriously. I don't know what's happening, though. Always frustrating, though. I see people saying Spanish words and then stream, so I assume they're saying this is awful. But
there's a lot of angry Peruvians apparently in the chat trying to watch
They
their...
usually love me. I'm always casting Union Gaming and a lot of their teams that they cheer for, so...
Pardon my ignorance, do Peruvians speak Portuguese or Spanish?
Spanish.
Okay,
Brazilians
well,
speak Portuguese.
Hola amigos, lo siento. Stream is currently in no key.
Just give them mana. There you go.
There we go. You know what? I know I can actually give him to bide the time over while we wait for this technical difficulties. I can throw the in there. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, baby. This is what I'm talking about. We're just gonna give him something else to focus on here. We'll just go ahead, hit this button, and oh, look at that, everyone! Dota Trivia Bot. Hey, what's that first question gonna be?
I can't mod him though, unfortunately.
It's okay. It's okay. He'll still get the questions out there. Just be able to fire. Yeah, I would hope so. He's a catch.
Did you program that yourself, or is that just something you?
Well, no, I would never take credit for programming the whole bot. I did borrow from an open website, the trivia bot that's open for everyone, and I tweaked it. It was typically just an IRC chat bot. I tweaked it around, obviously, so we'll connect to the Twitch chat, and then I also proceeded to type out all 440 questions of Dota one night. So I very much appreciate when people play it because I put a lot of sweat and tears into that question pad.
Good old IRC bot. Helium slaps Huddle Guy with a fish. I wish IRC would come back. I can't reconnect to the server, so I think this game might be dead. I should probably check my Steam chat.
Yeah, check that.
Yeah, I'm getting word here from a lot of people, apparently. Stream is a bit laggy, that I'm aware of. Hi, Helium. Hello. When Ice Storm happened, I felt like I was in Antarctica. I don't know what that is in reference to.
It's like a poem.
It really was. We should be able to rehost it with the save file, hopefully. Hopefully not, because I don't want to have to figure out how to do that.
I haven't done that either, so unfortunately I'm not going to be able to help you much on that front, but I will give you an encouraging, you can do it.
Back.
Yeah, you got this.
What's the mana cost of a level 3 Sprout? I have no idea, but I'm going to say...
60? No.
I'm going to say 120. Damn it.
Oh, I beat you to it. Nope.
Is it just a flat 100? What?
It was 140. I like how the guy answered 60 after I already put it out there.
I don't think he knows how the trivia bot works.
And I updated it too. For a while, it wasn't even up to the latest patch, and I had to add like Earthshaker stuff. So this is legit now, all right? Do not deny the intelligence of DOTABot. It knows what it's saying.
Hey, it's Jolly Joker.
Jolly Joker, what's going on? Jolly Joker in the house.
Dude, I actually know him. Do you actually know him as well?
Do you know him in person?
No,
I don't.
He plays for Pandemic.
I just know of. Yeah, I only know the legend that is Jolly Joker from old school. I watched his. That's it. You know, and then I saw him pop up again, and I was like, "Holy nostalgia! What's happening right now?" Old school.
I literally don't know how to host from a save file, so I guess we're gonna go to the Google, and hopefully it's not down.
Yep, it's okay, dude. Take your file, you know. On what? Oops. I'm just kidding.
Your soundboard is malfunctioning. Are you just playing that off your phone, or is that like a soundboard you've got built in?
It's an iPad. It's an iPad plugged in to the lining of my computer. One day I just dedicated myself to setting up some like virtual mixers, just because why not, right? It's, you know, why not? Oh, there's a Play CEVO-1? What's going on there?
That's going to be another DOTA2 match, and then on Play CEVO, there's Complexity versus I Buy Power in Counter-Strike Global Offensive, which I really kind of just want to quit this and go watch that. I'm going to be completely honest. I am a Counter-Strike veteran. It was my first love, so... And then Dota stole my soul and told me no.
Dota's great.
You will
it's all
only
fantasy, fun.
I should probably respond to people. I'm glad this can all be streamed. It's very fun to have everything explode when you're on stream and then have nothing to talk about after already talking about nothing during a 10-minute pause.
We could talk about cat poop again if you really want to.
I mean, you know, I think I've talked enough about that I'm ready to move on.
All right, that's fine. Yeah, you know, it happens. You know, it's unfortunately, if people didn't already read and know, this is going to be Valve's big server operation week. They want to do some serious maintenance, requiring each realm to go down for 24 hours. You know, they want to make sure they address all the problems of these servers, and with that comes a little bit of, like, you know, wonkiness with some of the reliability on the servers we're in, I would assume.
Breaking
so
all of the other ones.
Mind, you know, so just, you know, everyone should have patience. We have a good game on our hands, and, you know, if it works out, that'd be great. If not, then we move on. That's fine.
Yeah, well, I've alerted the teams that have re-hosted.
Is it safe to just leave the game? Should I do that?
Yeah, I've already done that, so...
Okay, okay.
Oh. This is very, very easy to do, by the way.
Oh, so you host from a save?
Yes.
Isn't it like 30 seconds or every minute, or did you get a
minute.
chance to read what every minute? Okay, so not too bad. Not too bad. So, you know, a bit of a cock block, if you will, as far as action, but
actually, I don't know if it is every minute, but it tells you what minute it was. And we've got UG Benjaz, Citadel Angel Zero Ghost Ray at Monday, January 13th, 2058-51. I don't actually know details. Oh, here's all the saves inside of it. 2 minutes. Oh, no, there's 5 pages of these. It is actually
just
every
like
minute.
Every minute. All right, great. Wow, that's a nice little system they got going there. And then I would assume after the game concludes, maybe they just wipe it from some sort of temporary folder
They
that
save
you're
for
working with?
72 hours.
Wow, that's clever, not gonna lie. You might have to show me sometime how I need to do that, because if I was in your shoes, so I'll give you credit, if I was in your shoes, I'd be like, well everyone, that's it. I don't know what to do now.
Game is over.
Good for Helium. Helium taking the time to Google it up and get the game going again, so everyone, big props. Nice job, and we're back in it.
Hopefully. There's like no confirmation that it actually loaded. You just choose it and it's like, okay.
It's gonna be right in the middle of a team fight, and everyone's gonna be like, what the hell's happening right now?
We shall cover it.
I wonder if it goes into a pause. That'd probably be pretty nice.
You think that would be wise, but I'm not entirely sure if it does. I mean, granted that the majority of this game has been paused.
Yeah, you know, now we're at that point, like, how much of actual gameplay we've gotten to see and how much of pause. This is the ultimate test for casters, I think is what it is.
My stream is still not necessarily streaming. It's pretty much slideshow Dota right now.
Helium, what I would do is I would save this whole VOD, right? And you store it in like your own personal portfolio, and that way when you submit to like maybe a broadcasting team, if you decide so, you could be like, this is how I deal with hard times. All right, I wanted to show you that I am cool under pressure, and then I think that's pretty much a guaranteed job right there. Because firsthand, the game crashes, there's lots of pauses, but it's all good. Cool, calm, and collect. Helium's great.
Report Dolphin. Jenkins is too busy eating cat poop to actually do that.
Nice.
I don't know. That's all I got. I don't know.
Team.
Like, there's no confirmation on the screen if we're going to be hopping into the 12-minute mark, but hopefully we are.
You know, just gotta wait for Dolphin to kick his cardboard box of a computer and get the thing rolling along. Then we can.
Currently, what Valve is doing in the server room.
The server has gone down.
The files are in the computer.
How do I put these on the internet for others to enjoy?
Oh, he got it. I think his game maybe just crashed. Why is
We're
it on
in
the
it.
screen?
Whoa!
Yeah! Everything exploded.
We did it! We did it! Hold on. That's right. We are back in it. And it's paused. You know what? We were just dogging on Valve, but they really did it this time.
Did you hear that noise? It was like, BOW! And it loaded. That was so funny.
That was a punch in the face if I ever heard one.
I guess it was like all the towers blowing up at the same time. That was hilarious. And
well, that's great.
Everyone's disconnected.
Now, job figuring out. Oh. I was just about to say, now we have the job of trying to figure out where we are in the game, and it looked like they'd just taken bottom tower and or is this before they did that smoke?
Yeah,
does he still have
that really fail smoke that they probably will not do
now
this time.
You can probably salvage the smoke this time, or commit to it now that they potentially saw that the Avantis angles might not be up there in the ancient pit. Maybe they're going to do the smoke and turnaround right through here. I'll draw it for them this time.
The old smoke and turnaround.
Mm-hmm. A Houdini special.
There you go. They should put an item into the game called, like, mirrors that reveal... The only item that reveals smokes. Smoke and mirrors. I don't know. That was a stretch.
Yes. Venomancer, pick up some... Can you please just... Pick up some mirrors? Please.
Buy
See how many
mirrors.
smokes they have? Get the mirrors.
There you go. Well, they opt to not smoke, so Union Gaming is officially disqualified for not using the item they had already used. And it's a pause.
Oh, you know what? There was a bit of breath fresh. It was there. We had the game going. It was a little bit of a breath of fresh air, but you know what? It didn't feel right. Let's get that pause going one more time.
The couriers always bug.
Wait, I'm not understanding what's happening with the courier. Is it not working properly?
Yeah, a lot of times when you start from save, it's not, it doesn't re-upgrade, and you get a walking courier that then has the speed burst.
Oh, lovely.
So you can see that little donkey's got the moves.
Dire's middle tower is under an extra.
So is he actually a flying courier and just always walking, or
no,
do
it has haste and it can't pass
right.
over terrain. It's pretty funny. I don't know if you can
That's
just upgrade
hilarious.
it again. I mean, that's not too much of an expense
Radiant's
for
top tower is
a
under
very
attack.
strange game and a strange night to be hosting Dota. You know, we could have rescheduled, but we thought that playing on West would just be okay.
Yeah, we would rather cast this Frankenstein of a Dota game right now. That's all put together and paused out. But back to the actual game. Shredder now, continuation of Farmage, now taking the business in the jungle. And we'll see if Union Gaming want to throw out some aggressive wards and prevent her from getting that reliable farm, because she's still leading the front as far as CS and farm altogether. Already has about 1,500 in the bank ready to go.
Yeah, we take a look at the net worth. Of course, that Luna is leading it, played by Shredder at a 5.2k. Then we've got Nature's Prophet Angel here at 4.4 as Dragonite scooping up a rune. And up top, actually Dragonite and company pushing in the top tower here with the double damage and the healing where they get it, and that means they're saving the Elder Dragon form for maybe pushing another one down. Meanwhile, Jenkins in the mid lane trying to get some damage, but not going to get too much. Scar, though, able to pick up one in the bottom lane. So this game, not a good game to be a tower.
No, for either team. They both went this like hardcore push. I mean, what that means is as the game goes on, the first team that gets a huge team advantage could potentially lose their racks within a few seconds. And now they're going for a tier 2 right after tier 1. We'll see if they commit or not. Now it's forcing Team AA, Avantis Angels, to make the rotation to the top to defend it. But they might just lose this. All the wards, all the trees, it's just too much.
Yeah, and the damage over time from the Dragonite, he also started that off with a double damage, so that tower absolutely disappeared. But here comes the initiation here by Scar. A little slow initiation there, wasn't quite in room for the Vortex, and he's going to go down immediately. Fiend's Grip stolen here by the Rubik and used up there on the Storm Spirit. One of the easiest spells to steal because of its channeling nature, and Rubik with the instant stun, able to get the Fiend's Grip. Amazing at playing the Storm Spirit. And that's what he does. Storm
he's
Spirit
been already,
on the ground.
Yeah, he's been getting already some really nice snags with that Rubik. And they just have a lot of momentum. They're slowly building up. Not only did they take those 2 towers, they won that team fight. Death Prophet was not even close enough to make anything happen. They didn't even have Exorcism to contribute. And they're just going to keep riding this wave. And they go to the mid lane now. Still plenty of trees in hand. Obviously, DK, no more Dragon form. So, I don't know. But Juggernaut in the background. Maybe they can draw someone out and catch him out with an Omni Slash. But
well, still only rank 1 because of there's, well, a Juggernaut that came from a tri-lane, and there's been quite a bit of 4 or 5 manning since then, with obviously the Juggernaut involved in that. So only level 8 with rank 1 ultimate. Bane is up to level 6, obviously as the Fiend's Grip since it was stolen. Mirana also level 6, but no skills in Moonlight Shadow. Ball Lightning up for Scar, he's to level 8. Jenkins here with the big level 11 with the Exorcism rank 2. And here they go into the jungle. They're going to find Benjaz immediately with the Vortex, but nothing else. So he's going to spin and potentially get away. Actually just going to TP out. And yeah, he's good. Nicely done. Here's the Nightmare, though, on Angel. Let's see if they can get him. Treants being a bit of a nuisance. Jenkins going to sleep himself with the Nightmare. A bit of a mistake there. Bane toggles it up quickly. Nice play. Dolphin, meanwhile, focused down by the DK, who is enfeebled. Gosu picks him up, throws him back down. The Mirana going to drop. Here comes the ultimate from Shredder, but he's surrounded by Treants, and Shredder is going to go down. Crypt Swarm from the trees, but not enough to bring either of those 3 heroes on low HP to their grave.
fortunately, a little bit of sloppy play there for Avantis Angels. The Storm Spirit making the jump in. It was a great catch-off there, but just a little too fast. Going over the cliff, the rest of the team is not going to be able to get up there. They don't have the Blink Daggers or Force Staffs to get in the battle as quickly as him, and unfortunately, when you don't have enough lockdown, Juggernaut just spins to win and gets out of there, and then they try to catch out the Dragon Knight, but just they didn't have the full team to rally on it, and eventually by the end, Luna forced to pull the trigger on her ultimate, and it just was falling all apart. So even more momentum now for Union Gaming.
Yeah, I really don't like that play. I know I said earlier, which feels like probably an hour ago, and it might actually have been an hour ago, about Avanti's angles. Okay to give up some towers, only take the fights they think they can win as long as they protect their high ground. Had they had the Orchid there, Juggernaut was dead. Had they had a BKB, I mean, Shredder probably wouldn't have gone down. Maybe they would have killed some more and won that fight. And they're only about, 3 to 5 minutes off of both the Orchid and the BKB. Now a little later than that, having lost that engagement. So I don't know. They're still in it. I mean, of course, it's only 6-7, but Union Gaming with a little bit of a 2,000 gold advantage. XP at about 500. A lot of sloppy play here, though, from Avantis angles, which is a little disappointing for me. I mean, I was expecting a big game from them here, but action in the top lane. Scar going down.
Wow. But the thing is, Union Gaming play very nice together. They have rotated very well to help each other out. I mean, in a lot of these Avantis Angels, they have... Oh, no. But now they catch out Bane. Where the hell... Was that an illusion? Bane ripped right apart.
It was an eclipse from Rubik.
Rubik has the eclipse. Yeah, oh, man. That's what we were talking about. Rubik, nice swipe of the eclipse, puts it to use right away. And now they're continuing to hunt through the jungle, try to catch what they can. Dolphin will make the run, has leap available, but caught out with the lift. Dragon Form, will they follow with the stun? So they're going to try to lock her down. Can they get it off? Nope! Oh, she gets taken down with the Fade Bolt. And snag out another. Things continue to fall apart. And what I was going to try to say before that is Avantis Angels, they have a lot of pick-off potential here with the Storm Spirit, but every time they try to make a move on someone, Union Gaming are working well so nicely together, and now they're going to continue to push down this tier 2.
Yeah, they should get it. I mean, Dragonite has got that level 2 ultimate now, which now keeps that... Well, I say now, it's been a while, now keeping the damage over time, and that's how it's going to melt. They might even try to fight behind it as a big Sacred Arrow there from Rubik, playing well this game. Fiend's Grip thrown out and then immediately stolen by Rubik. No mana to use it. He gets it now, so he could just use it on Shredder, but I don't think they're even going to need it. Maybe should have used it. He had stolen it. Mana boosted up. There it is. Fiend's Grip onto Dolphin. They kind of stacked the stun there. Immediately slept, though, is the Rubik from Bane himself, so he interrupts there. The Fiend's Grip, but it doesn't matter. The Breathe Fire is going to be enough to take down the Mirana. Now, meanwhile, TP's coming in from Jenkins, immediately lifted and just blown up after using the Exorcism. This is just falling apart for Avantis Angles. Luckily, there's no Dragon Farm, because if there was, this could probably be a Rax. Will definitely be a Tier 3 tower. The Glyph of Fortification is still online.
This is not good. I mean, is this in consideration for early GG? I don't know, but they've lost the last 4 fights, and yeah, they are going to call the GG. That didn't work out so well for them.
Well, I realize I called it a while ago, but I said it was either going to be an 18-minute game or a 70-minute game, and I guess that's fairly vague, but I was right.
Angles had a lot of eggs in the Luna basket, but they were not going to be able to get there. No way. If your Storm Spirit's getting taken apart like that, and he has no room to get a lot of potential and a lot of pickoffs, then it's all going to be going nowhere.
Alright, well, this was sort of a sketchy CEVO playoff round of 4 game here in Season 3, CEVO-Main. I'm Helium, with me was Coddle Guy. Make sure to follow us on Twitter, at Heliumbrella and at Coddle Guy. I'm going to reset the stream real quick. Hopefully that helps out, and we'll get into Game 2 pretty soon.